Here's a super that I think we should talk about.
Yes.
Sheldon Albertson said, "Can you please just address the state of mages? Why Rune of Power feels so terrible? Check out the mage forums. They're begging for your work." Yes, so I've seen a lot of this.
The Rune of Power is ridiculous.
Wasn't it for a bit that Frost and Fire were basically trash for damage?
They are still absolute dog. Okay.
Now Arcane is extremely viable.
They are both, according to Warcraft logs and general player sentiment, because I'm not going to say anything about literal numbers across the entirety of the population, but in terms of what people are reporting from logs and from sentiment, they are dog. They are just not doing very much damage whatsoever. So if you want to be mage, you basically end up playing Arcane if you care about the damage output. And then Rune of Power is just Rune of Power. Rune of Power is a great ability. However, Rune of Power is a great talent. However, it's not a talent. It's something you take if you want to do damage.
Yes.
Most of the time.
This has been a discussion since.
Yeah, it's been the case forever.
MOP.
It's becoming worse and worse because of how. It's annoying because they fixed Rune of Power usability issues by adding the second charge and by making your drop it. Oh no, they removed the second charge, wasn't it? And then they made your thing drop one.
Yeah, that's it.
Free. Your cooldown drop one free. And that was a great change. But it made it way too powerful. And then everything, you either have it, basically as Sheldon's saying, you either have it down or the Prot Warrior does more damage. And that's a problem for a couple of reasons. One, if it's mandatory, don't make it a talent choice. Like if people want to pick Incanter's Flow over Rune of Power because it's easier, they shouldn't be taking such a massive damage hit. Rune of Power shouldn't be 40%. It should be, if you play well with Rune of Power, you do a wee bit better than Incanter's Flow because Incanter's Flow is just passive. If you play really smart with Incanter's Flow, you should maybe be able to almost match. But then it's hard to do that because timing's a wee bit scuffed. So it is just like, there's another part as well, which is something I was going to talk about this week, but I wanted to go and get more opinion and also play ranged for it because I've not played ranged this expansion yet. And is this the expansion where melee life is just way better overall?
You mean because of just class changes?
Because of how much heavier mechanics are against ranged casters, where there's swirlies everywhere. I noticed this when I was healing Razagath, and I am used to as a melee. I'm used to just being like, I do whatever I want all day long. I can run around and dance wherever I want. I am free. I am as free as the wind. I can flow wherever. Sure, it gets a bit annoying when I'm like trying to spread sometimes, but I've seen a lot of people complain that ranged is way harder because every dungeon just fires shit at your feet. Every boss fires shit at your feet, and you constantly have to move.
I've never felt.
Interesting.
I haven't felt that at all.
Interesting, because I've seen a lot of feedback saying that's more or less it.
I've been playing ranged for a while.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of
but
people.
But even like moving from hunter to disc priest.
Yeah.
I mean, in Razagath, it all felt very intentional.
Yeah,
like it didn't feel like annoying swirlies for the sake of swirlies.
The stun swirlies can fuck off because they overlap annoyingly.
That's the point.
Yeah. That's fine. It's like, oh, here's bombs coming in. Do you want to press trank? No, fuck you. You want to press convoke? No, well, I can move young folk. Do you want to press a wild growth and then think, oh, is everyone going to die or you'll be fine? It's like, I mean, obviously that's skill issue, but is it satisfying? And there's a lot of people saying, a lot of range are going, it feels worse. And when it comes to Rune of Power specifically, Rune of Power is big, right? But Rune of Power's aura is a lot bigger than the visual. Yeah. So if you're using a weak aura to track that it's up, you may be happy enough for that. But maybe you'll know. But I think for like players who aren't using that, or for players who are just like more intuitively playing, if you put Rune of Power down because it's time to do your damage, and then the game just says "fuck you," that is an outsized amount of your damage being deleted, and you're not rewarded for playing it right because you're tuned around that largely. Unless you're an arcane mage where you're going to do a shit ton of damage. But if you're Fire or Frost and you like make that mistake, you're punished way more than any other spec in the game is punished for a similar mistake.
It's like, why on earth is the visual for Rune of Power not the size of its effect?
Because it's too big. Then it would be too big for all the players to see. Or no, it'd be too big, like it would be massive.
It wouldn't be.
It would be massive.
It wouldn't be.
It'd be huge, and then you'd have fucking everyone be like, why is everything all ruined?
People can put a Death and Decay down, and it'll have a visual effect.
But that's supposed to have a big visual effect because you pull mobs into it.
That makes no fucking sense.
I'm assuming it's just they made the Rune of Power one. That looks about right. They went, I'll make it bigger. In the same way on the PTR, the Raise, the new...
Yeah, also Phoenix saying it's dimmed for other players, so it's not a big issue.
Yeah. I'm assuming the logic there.
Yeah.
Like I said, it could be laziness, or not laziness. It could be they haven't went back and fixed it for a variety of reasons. In the same way, the Maul replacement, Raise, on PTR for Guardians, has some VFX, but it's full on like you've turned in your homework 1 minute before the deadline. Yeah. Visual effect, and you can tell maybe it's better now. Maybe they've time to fix it or add more to it. But you can tell it's like, oh no, this was they didn't make sure they had the perfect spell for this. They just did it and went, it'll do.
Yeah. So Rune of Power, it's been annoying for a long time. Still is. But maybe this is a Blizzard that actually may consider doing something. At the very least, just buff Encanter's Flow. Mm-hmm. Come on, it's not the worst thing to do in the world. And also,
there's enough...
Fire and Frost need to not be in the gutter. Yeah. We can't have these problems of gutter specs. I don't... in a world where they have auras that they can tune with, I don't get why... It's like, yeah, these are in the bin. Sorry.
Some of this will be them prepping a big wave. And this is the reality of it, right? Yeah. A lot of this will be them prepping a big wave of changes for 10.05. They're just back from their holiday. Because I know Blizzard take a pretty lengthy holiday Christmas over time.
10.05, which is speculated to be before the 20th of January.
Yeah, so that's going to be pretty much like... That'll be... Maybe they'll fix it then. If they don't, they'll have problems. But that's maybe them even like... Because I think they... Shit. It was in... which one was it? Was it Method's interview with Morgan Day, I think? I think it was that was before the Raid launch. And I think he mentioned something about there are definitely class interactions with the talent tree that are like way out of what they expected initially at the start of the expansion, but they've got a handle on like what they're supposed to be. So that might be literally, we're aware of this pending a tuning wave. The tuning in for 10.05, but didn't expect it to be this big a problem immediately. But it does mean they should probably have a team changing numbers by 5% every week just to see what happens. Even though that'll feel weird and annoying and like your entire game's made up because the developer's playing with stuff.